everyone, and welcome back to my monthly crafting and talking show, Craftversations, where this month my guest is the very funny, the very charming, the very attractive Brian Rosenthal.
Hi.
Welcome, Brian.
Thanks for having me. I love your office. It's enormous.
Thank you. Yeah. This is just my office. The rest of my apartment is elsewhere. This is just where I come to do my work. Don't show...
Well, we started shooting our YouTube videos in our apartment, and we were like, people like our apartment so much that we had our apartment just replicated and built exactly in a sound studio.
There you go. So now you can use it anytime.
It cost us millions.
But it's worth it.
But it's worth it. And that's like water to me.
That's what I'll have to do when I don't live here anymore. You probably remember Brian. You probably love Brian.
Maybe you've never seen me before.
Pay attention to everything he does. But he has been a part of many wonderful things, including Starkid and his own group, the Tin Can Brothers, and our recent project together, Spies Are Forever, now coming out on the internet near you.
Yeah, it's almost done coming out.
It is almost done.
What are we going to do then?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're going to cry. We're just going to be sad.
We're all just going to cry. It'll be a great
We'll
release,
get together and
seeing
cry
as I haven't cried in 10 years.
Today we are going to make something very timely and very exciting. We're going to make Harry Potter wands!
Yes!
Yay!
I didn't know you could just make them, but...
You can. And I've thought about this craft for a while, but I've never wanted to use a hot glue gun on Craftversations because I don't have one, but Sarah Grace Hart let me borrow hers, so this is our first use of a hot glue gun. So if you want to craft along with us, here are the things you will need. You will need, these are dowels, little sticks. The tutorial called for like chopsticks because they get thinner at the end, but I couldn't find those, so I'm just using these.
You didn't just go to some Chinese restaurant
and ask for a lot of chopsticks. I did not.
That's
you
fair.
will need a hot glue gun. Be careful with it. You will need various paints and paintbrushes to paint your wands the color of your choice. And finally, you will need some sealant to seal it all off.
Ooh.
What's on there?
The price. Because I bought it, because no one sponsors me.
That's going to smell awful.
Horrible. Well, we'll do it outside, / we might not do that on the show, but
Good
you should do
call.
it before.
Good call.
Or when you finish your things. Would you like a stick?
I would.
There
Thank you,
are.
ma'am.
You're so welcome.
Mine
Lettuce.
says you will live a long and illustrious life.
Wow.
What did you get?
I got, you don't smell great today, and people don't want to tell you that, so.
I do have a bone to pick with fortunes.
With
I was at the place
fortunes?
Night Song and Market the other day. Like, fortune cookies don't have fortunes anymore.
Yeah,
They just have, like, sort of,
are
like, statements.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're going to take your stick. I think this is what you do. And then you're just going to, like, put glue on it to make, to make the handle. And that gives it some texture. So I'm sorry you'll have to wait on me while I do this.
Are you going to put this in fast motion with music?
Maybe. I can try to do that. I've never done it before. Or I could just talk to you.
I could interview you.
You could, but you're the guest.
Ah, damn.
People have seen me talk about everything at this point because I've done like 20 of these. Oh, I'm using this glue much faster than I expected. I hope we have enough.
It looks great. Did you ever used to glue your fingers together?
No! Did you do that on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I used to do it with all sorts of things. Hot glue, crazy glue.
I did.
I don't know. I just thought it was... I don't know.
I accidentally crazy glued my fingers recently, and it was horrible. I don't recommend
Really?
it.
You just gotta rip it off.
Ugh, it was
Or like
so
cut
not
the
fun.
skin. Yeah, well, I never like ate crayons or boogers or anything like that. So I feel like gluing your fingers together is not that bad compared to a lot of things that kids do.
That's true. I didn't really do any of those things, I'm afraid.
That looks good.
Thanks. I've not really worked a glue gun much in
It
my
might need
life.
to be a little bigger because that's for someone with tiny hands. Like
What do you-
Dooney's hands.
This glue gun? Yeah, it's pretty small.
Yeah, and your little your wand grip.
No,
Unless you hold it. I don't know what is the correct way to hold a wand. Yeah,
I
that
think
looks pretty good.
good, right?
It's pretty proportional,
I was
actually.
also going to add a little... I wanted it to have it, to not just end at the end. I wanted to give it a little...
Now, you talk about, like, the paints and the dowels and stuff, but where's, like, the dragon heartstring and the phoenix feathers and all that stuff?
I already put them in.
Oh, so it's a mystery.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this dowel chose me after all.
It did.
The dowel
Yeah.
chooses the wizard. Mary Kate.
Speaking of Harry Potter, Brian.
No.
What? Not.
I have not read. Is that what you're going to ask?
Yep.
I haven't read it.
I haven't either.
I do want to read it. Everyone's been saying great things about it.
I've heard mixed reviews.
I'm in the process of moving, so I've been going to all these apartments, and people who are still occupying their apartments that I'm looking at, pretty much everyone, like next to their bedstand, is the Cursed Child book, and I walk in and I keep on seeing it.
I feel so out of...
everywhere.
I feel bad that I, like... the bug hasn't bitten me about it for some reason. I don't know why
honestly,
that is.
me neither. But, like, when the actual books came out, I was so excited. Like, I'd be there right there at midnight.
Me too, 100%. I think it's because, and I'm this way with Lord of the Rings, I've never read the Silmarillion. I just, like, get very into the story, and stuff outside the story doesn't really, like... appeal to me. I don't know why that is.
Like extended universe?
Yeah, I never really got into like fanfic or any of that stuff. Not that I don't think it's cool. Also, I didn't know what it was when I was super into Lord of the Rings, so there's that.
I'm the same way. Well, I didn't know what it was either until people started writing sexual Starkid fanfiction.
And then
I could never get it out of my head. It was like, I can't remember many details, but when we did the Apocalyptor, we'd get like lots of like
wait, seriously?
Letters and stuff, and we got one that was like, I don't know, we were all like held hostage. It was like really like violent.
Wait,
but also like sexual.
Send it to
like,
you?
Bondage. Yeah, people put them on Tumblr and people.
Right, but they didn't like.
You know, people would send it to us too.
I don't. That seems weird to me. Not that people shouldn't be able to write whatever they want to write, but being like, hey, look at this thing I wrote about you that's like very sexual.
It's also hard because like fan fiction has so many meanings, and like pretty much anyone who starts writing probably starts by writing fan fiction, whether it's for like any author, you know.
Sure.
You start emulating.
Sure. Yes. I'm totally all for it. I'm not like against it in any way, but when it gets sexual,
it's easy to make fun of because there's like sometimes it's just like some weird stuff that comes out of it.
Well, it's just weird that they would like want you to see that. Not that I don't know, but. Not saying anything against it. I'm trying to open this, and it's not going well. That looks great.
Thank you. This is not my first rodeo, but it is my first time making wine.
Yeah, how do you like crafting? Are you a seasoned crafter?
I don't do it that often. It's like very peaceful, you know? I was just up in Maine visiting my grandma, and she's an old lady who is very retired, and so she fills her days by just doing like all sorts of things, and she like goes to like art lessons. So I like went with her, and we like made these gelatin molds, and we like were making prints for like a few hours, and it's like, this is so relaxing.
That's so cool. I
felt great afterwards.
It is super relaxing and nice. So you went to Michigan and did the Starkid thing.
True.
And then you guys, when did you move to LA?
July 4th was 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Joey and I took, at the time, I was driving my parents' minivan to move out here, and we went from New York to Los Angeles, and we got in on July 4th, 2011.
That's so crazy. That's so cool. I don't like this color. It's a little poopy.
I want to make a joke, but I don't want to make a joke.
Well, you can.
I'm not going to make the joke, but basically the joke had to do with putting red into it to look more like my poop.
That is...
Bloody stool joke?
Yikes.
I don't know. I'll work on it.
So when did you guys decide to do a tin can? How did that come about?
When was that? 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Basically, right when Corey moved out here, we were like, I don't know. You know how it is. It's like acting work comes and goes, and you have no control over it. So we're like, we want to like hone our skills in terms of like production and writing and just like get experience, and we also just like want to make stuff, you know, for fun. And so literally one day we're like, let's do this. Before it was even like a thing, we just picked up a camera and we like shot a sketch, and then we were like, let's shoot a few more sketches, and then we were like, let's like be more serious about our YouTube channel, and let's release a sketch every week. And so for almost a year we did a sketch.
That's pretty impressive.
Every week.
That's a lot of work.
It was really intense, but it was like the best possible like trial by fire, you know, like we're just gonna do this, we're gonna, you know. And but it was like we got in many like conversations about like how much time you can commit to something that you're not being paid for, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was definitely like our pre-education in like that world of just creating our own content, you know? We made a lot of content. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Now that's what my poop looks like.
Oh, no. Yuck. I like it kind of red, though. I mean, not poop.
I honestly never had, like, a... I don't know what you would call it, like a potty sense of humor until I started hanging out with, like, these Starkid people in college, because they all have, like, the most foul, like, fart poop sense of humor. Just, like, the most base sense of humor, but, like, I've never had that sense of humor, but now it's in there.
It's in there. You can't get away from it.
And you never know when it's going to come out.
And then you guys decided to do the Spies last year.
Yeah, so let me see. So Starkid Summer Season 2 years ago, when they did Trail to Oregon and Annie, they had, like, open stage time the way they did this summer. And they were like, do you guys want to do something? Or I don't know who pitched it to who, but, like, we were like, let's like, do a live sketch show. We could do that. So... basically, LeakyCon was the week before that year. So Joey was already there for the summer season, and I remember Corey and I, before the ball, like, sitting in a hallway with Post-it notes, just, like, writing sketches. So we, like, came up with sketch ideas, then we got to Chicago, and basically Joey, Corey, and I got in the theater for 2 days, and we, like, improvised and, like, wrote sketches. And we did a sketch show, and it was, like, super thrown together and super crazy, but it went really well. So we were like, when we got back to LA, we were like, let's do one at Acme, and we did, and we put, like, a lot more time and energy into that one, a little more money, and that went really well as well.
I loved it.
And that was, hey, that looks good.
It looks all right, right?
And it's a nice brown. Okay, I've got to start painting. What am I doing?
It went through many shades of poop. I also want to add some, like, I don't know, texture to it somehow. We shall see.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a darker one and then put some lighter brown on it. And maybe a little bit of white.
The way you think.
So that live sketch show went well. So we started making more story stuff, and there was just, like, a combination where, like, the time is ripe. Like, let's just make a musical. It's like, we love musicals. We'd done a stage show maybe, like, a tenth the size, so we were like, we can do that.
Yeah.
It's the same way I feel like I'd eventually love to do, like, work on, like, a feature film, you know? It's like, it's going to be so crazy, but, like, I know I can do it. It's just going to take, like, a lot of energy, and it's just going to...
I think you guys
and I need
could
to
do it.
I need to challenge myself that way, you know?
Having done Poe Party, which is essentially a feeture film,
Totally.
It is possible. You can do it.
And it's the best way to learn, too, on the job. You know, even for Spies, just all the producing stuff. Like, I'd associate produced Judas in 2013, but there were 5 producers on that, and Corey and Julia and some of the other people had a little more experience. But being, like, one of the more executive producers, is there another brush? Can I just use any of this?
Yeah, get any of the Last Days of Judas Iscariot, which you guys did.
Yeah, but this was, like, totally different, because this was, like, the actual responsibility was on my shoulders, and I wasn't just, like, helping.
Sure.
Well, so, like, everything from, like, insurance to theater rentals to... It just became a full-time job. But it was, like, so fun, you know?
You guys did a fantastic job with it.
You did a fantastic job with it.
I didn't do anything.
You were in it.
Show up to rehearsals and performances.
Hey, we appreciate that.
I just feel like producing your own content just, like, gives you so much more respect for people, for your peers and for people that do it a lot. And I totally recommend it, even though at times it will make you want to die.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like what a career is to me. You know, like, it's, you gotta have your hands in a lot of pots. Is that an expression? I don't know, because it's like, you can get cast and stuff, but, like, the chances of getting cast in something that will, like, become your full-time job is so slim.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, like, I love acting, but, like, once I started, like, getting into, like, conceived theater pieces and making my own stuff in college, there's nothing, like, more satisfying. And that's, like, that's, like, the core of, like, storytelling, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And it's just a different type of satisfaction to be telling and shaping the story than to be just, like, a player in the story as an actor.
Totally.
I don't love, like, dealing with budgets and stuff like that. But it's just, like, a necessary administrative evil in order to, like, get what you want done until hopefully you get to the point where you can have other people doing that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. We're right at the beginning, so.
Well, you guys...
We'll do this again in 10 years.
I hope not. I hope you do
There'll
more.
be 10 more Harry Potter books.
and you'll do all of them.
The pictures in the play look awesome.
They do look really cool. I would be interested in... I'm more interested in seeing it than I am reading it in some weird way. But I won't be seeing it because it's in London.
Yeah, I want to see it as well, but I'm so, like, Hamilton... Like, I'm never going to see these shows. Like, Wicked, I've never seen Wicked.
I only saw it last year for the first time.
Really?
Yep.
It's because, like, it was so popular in 2004, and then I, like, just forgot about it. Like, Book of Mormon. Like, I don't know. I don't...
I'm the same. I haven't gotten into the Hamilton craze, and I feel bad.
I don't like lines. I don't like crowds. I want to go to something that's really good, but very unpopular.
So Spies has been coming out online, and the soundtrack's out. Everybody go buy it.
It's been pretty well received.
I think so. I'm so happy with how it's been received. Me
too. As, like, one of the creators, I can't, like... I just want to work on it more, you know? Like, there are things I want to change about it. Like, it's nice that, like, the basics are there. But I just want to, like, tweak a bunch of stuff. And
that's interesting.
I see the next production, like... just, like, a little different in my mind, just, like, the whole production styling of it and stuff like that than it was.
The next production, you mean, like, if we were to do Spies again, or, like, something different?
Yeah. The next, like, version of Spies 2.0.
Spies 2.0. Man, I would love that. That would be so fun.
And I think we could probably cut some time off it.
Yeah, that's probably fair. But that said, what's in there is all fun and...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the most... satisfying thing, well, not satisfying, but like your friends and family, like, will always tell you, well, not my family, but most friends and family will, like, tell you it's good, even if it's not. And I'm the type of person who always wants, like, an actual, like, realistic critique of what people think. But there were several people who came to this show who I feel like would give me that honest critique and really liked it. So that made me feel really good.
I think it's great, and I was very proud to be a part of it, and it was just a freaking great time. We just had so much fun. Yeah,
I mean, that was important for us to create, like, a fun environment. I mean, I'm definitely a process over final product person, you know, because we could work on it forever. So I just want everyone to have fun. Like, even if I'm in charge, like, I love a creative environment, you know? I want everyone to have their voice, and I think everyone works better, and... I don't know, like, it's, if you work with an actor to find, like, why the character is doing something, it's so much more, it's going to stick so much more than if you, like, tell an actor, like, go somewhere on stage and, like, say it like this.
Totally. Yeah. I agree. We had such a nice time, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a good group.
It was a great group. I feel like, well, now, like, we've all become really great friends, and...
I know, we have a text thread.
We do. But I'm really happy because... I think finding people that you work well with that you also like is difficult sometimes, and that, you know... Yeah,
I love working with my friends. Like, I guess
it's the best.
In your professional life you end up in weird situations, but, like, to just work with people you like and they're all good people is, like...
the freaking dream.
It's the dream.
And
absolutely.
I'm really thankful that we found that, and that we've, like, continued to hang out and... do stuff and
I love really, like, concentrated, intense experiences like that where you're, like, with the same group of people.
I do too.
Like, going through something, like, really crazy together for, like, a month or 2 months.
Yeah.
And then it's done. And then you just have that connection, you know?
Yeah, so what's next for Tin Can?
What is next? First, I have to say that Tin Can, we get, like, a lot of automated emails to our email address, and it goes, "Hello, Tin Can," as if, like, that's our first name and Brothers is our last name, and it's like, delete.
Hello, Mr. Brothers.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Brothers. Just, like, weird. There's so many, like, weird online companies.
Yes, I get some of those myself.
Yeah. What is next? What's next? I mean, we're gonna be up at Bufferfest.
That's awesome.
In Toronto.
Have you guys
in
announced
October?
That?
We have not announced that.
Should I not say not
I don't know.
That?
I don't care.
Okay.
This can be a soft announcement.
A soft announcement.
So that's, like, basically like a YouTube film festival, and it brings a lot of YouTubers together to sort of, like, elevate the art, like, outside of YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, elevate the content and show it in, on, like, a big screen.
What are you guys going to have there, do you know?
We're going to do a short. There will probably be music involved, but we're not exactly sure yet what we're going to do, but that's in October, so the month of September is going to be spent making that.
That's awesome.
Which will be cool. And then we're working on a couple scripts. I mean, we're getting into that place where we want to have like a lot of things going at once, just because it's a lot of throwing things against the wall and seeing what sticks. So
are you giving sound effects to my paint swirling? So working on different pilots and stuff, or scripts and stuff?
Scripts, non-scripted, scripted. I don't know. It's all up in the air. There's nothing permanent right now, so it's hard to talk about.
Sure.
Because
there's
nothing real, Yeah. But it's just like we keep chugging away, and we have some other ideas for like some sketches and stuff for our channel. But we're getting to the point where we want to put stuff up on our channel that can have like double purpose, that if we can make content for like other people and also put it up on our channel, that sort of thing.
Do you guys know if there's any more Spies in the future? Or?
This white is way too white. Do we know? We'd love for there to be more Spies in the future. So what I was just referring to is sort of like our online video presence. So we got a lot of projects like that going on. But in terms of like live stage stuff, like we'd love to do Spies again.
I'd love that too.
So I don't know. I mean, we're gonna look at numbers and look at getting materials together and see if we can talk to like some producers or investors and see if they want to help us, because we think the next logical step would be to do it in New York. Because there's a lot of more fans on the East Coast, and in the past it's easier for people to get to New York than it is to get to LA for whatever reason.
I felt like we had a pretty good turnout.
We definitely had a good turnout, but
LA.
There were also so many people who like couldn't make it.
Sure, totally.
I mean, I guess the dream would be to do like a little tour of it at some point.
That would be so cool.
I mean, it's definitely a project that is still in motion or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we're still.
That's great.
Doing stuff. I mean, I think New York would be the next step, just because, A, it's a theater city. B, it's a theater city. It's just New York, It's like you want to do a play there. Awesome. And also, would we just like...
That would be so crazy, because
there's like so many cool little theaters.
Would love that, and that's never something I saw myself doing, like doing theater in New York. It's
That's like the funny thing about life.
Not at all the way I thought my life would go. If that were to happen, that would be really funny.
It would be so fun.
I never thought I would be doing musicals, period. So here we are.
I've come very full circle, because all I did was musicals growing up. And I thought about going to school for musical theater, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna like learn more. And then I developed like a passion for like theater, straight theater, and like movies and TV in college. And that's sort of been my main focus. And now, having come like back around through like comedy and musicals, it's funny. But it's cool. The same thing with like writing. It's funny when you like write down an idea, you're like, I don't know when I'll ever use this, and then you're working on a project like 6 years later, and you're like, oh, this fits perfectly into this. It's
so true. It's cool though.
It's the long game. It's the long game of the creative life.
It's funny how that happens.
Yeah.
I love it though. I'm really happy that we got to do what we got to do, and I hope we get to do more. Yeah,
and I just see Spies as just being even better the next time we do it,
Yeah, I think
just because we had to like power through that rehearsal process.
We did a lot and not a lot of time. I completely agree.
I don't know. Like, I think there's a few more like layers of we can put into like the performances, and then I think there's like there's just some tightening up we can do. The choreography, just the whole like stage picture.
I completely agree. That would be so fun. Well, would you like to play a little game we play here on Craftversations?
No.
Okay. You'll be the first guest to never play this game.
Okay,
I'll respect your wishes. That game is called Hanky Panky Marry or Kindly Push Aside.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is...
Hanky Panky Marry. or kindly push aside, which is the PC version of Marry Kill.
Yes.
Will you bleep in post?
I might. I have had people curse on the show before, and I put like a doorbell over it, and then people were
I love
confused.
stuff like that, or like a cat meowing.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should do Harry Potter people to keep with the theme today.
Ooh.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are you partial to any Harry Potter people? Ladies?
Like romantically?
Yeah, I guess.
Since
that's what the game comes down to.
I mean...
If not, I'll just give you random ones.
I don't know, like, I always wondered about, you know, some of the ladies on the Gryffindor Quidditch team.
Whoa.
You know? But it's kind of like... I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna give you...
Are some of them lesbians, though? I don't know. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt again.
You don't want to be what?
I don't want to be hurt again.
I'm gonna give you... some Harry Potter peeps. So let's go with like a good standard, like Jenny.
Ginny?
Not Jenny.
Jenny from Forrest Gump. Jenny from Forrest Gump.
No, Ginny Weasley.
Okay, Ginny Weasley.
Ginny Weasley.
Now it's hard. Are we talking about like the actresses from the movies, or are we talking about how I imagined them in my teenage mind?
Yeah, in your imagination, not the
Okay.
movies per se, because I'm not a huge fan of Ginny in the movies, and people
Whoa.
like her in
And
the
you
books a
have
lot.
no problem saying that out loud?
Yeah, I think
Now
that's
you guys have a beef.
No, not
beef.
not
I
with
don't know if
Bonnie
it's a
Wright, the
singular thing.
actress. A beef.
A beef.
One beef.
A single beef.
I feel like that's a pretty common feeling, that Ginny's way better in the books than she is in the movies.
Just the portrayal across the board. Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily the acting, but
That's
just...
fair.
Bellatrix.
Ooh.
Jenny, Bellatrix, and... Tonks. There you go. Hanky Panky, Mary, or kindly push aside. Sorry if I made it too weird.
Ooh. I feel like I'd, Hanky Panky, Mary. I feel like I'd marry Tonks.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly, Hanky Panky Bellatrix, and then push aside
Whoa,
Ginny.
whoa.
Which is like maybe a little controversial, but I don't care.
No, I like it. We get real on this show, in this game.
Ginny's alright. You know, she's just, I don't know, she's an underdeveloped character.
That's fair.
She gets better in,
That's fair.
in the later books, but
Yeah.
I just don't know that much about her, you know? And if it's just going to be like one night at Ballyhoo, I might as well have like
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be interesting. Okay, give me 3.
Okay. Ferenz, the centaur.
Okay. Yes, okay.
Bill is that the oldest one?
I can't remember. I get them confused.
Bill Weasley, the one with the ponytail, the cool dragon tamer.
The cool one. Yeah, okay.
And Lupin. But at any age, it's not an age thing, you know, it's more of a personality thing.
I'm probably gonna push the centaur aside.
Okay.
Just because I might like have a nice chat with him, but that's all I need for that. And I would marry Lupin and Hanky Panky Weasley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Lupin. Sorry, Sean. In this hypothetical situation.
There's like steam coming out of Sean's ears. He's pissed.
He's turned bright red. I've got to say, I'm pretty pleased with how these wands are turning out.
These look better than I expected they would.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. So there's my first one here. The end is kind of weird, but I tried. And then I just did this one, which hasn't dried yet. But I like how I did the handle there.
I want to say thank you to my patron Debby Li for sponsoring this video. She's awesome and you're awesome for watching.